Hello guys, good night and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me here today where I says we are helping you build wealth one investment at a time. And we're going to dissect the market a little bit and I'm going to give you my take as I normally do and tell you exactly what I think about this market. Anyway guys, we know that the market was really red today and it's just a bad time for investors right now. Things are a little bit down. But as they say, tough time don't last, tough people do. So what I will encourage you to do is to stay strong. Don't sell, hold on to what you hold. If you have good stocks, you need good stocks to hold on to. If you're in bad stocks, well, and they're not going anywhere, you may have to get out and put that money somewhere else to work for you. But if you're in good stocks like the companies I talk to you about every night, I will tell you to hold on, be patient, and the market is going to turn around. So as I said before, guys, I'm not sticking today. What we're going to do is we're going to get some advice from Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks from the CNB Investing Club. And if you have not joined that club, I highly suggest that you join that club. But I'm going to give you some snippet from that meeting, guys. So we're going to definitely do that and talk to you when we come back on the other side, guys. All right, guys.
Let's talk about what's happened. I'm going to merge what I see out here with what I see in the opening. So welcome to the morning meeting. I'm Jim Cramer, again, out from the West, exclusive for CNBC's Investing Club people. And I'm with Jeff Marks, who is back in the home court. And this is what I want to say. Before I get started, just on the general ennui of the market, I've never seen a level of disappointment and negativity in my whole career as I'm seeing right now, except perhaps with people who are in the banks in 2008. It's layoffs coming here. It's a fleeing of Silicon Valley. It's a belief that this place is no longer the promised land. We'll get into that more, but I wanted to start with the news, and that's the news as I see it. So, Jeff, once again, I think we're completely hostage to the bond market. When yields go down, we rally. When yields go up, we sell off. Is there anything more to it right now?
I think it's pretty simple, as you put it there. Look, obviously tomorrow we'll have the CPI number, and maybe we'll get some, we'll have more clarity into what inflation is looking like, and maybe we'll get a little bit more sense of direction in which way the market wants to turn. But until then, I think you're exactly right. When I focus on the 10-year, when the 10-year yield goes up, we see the market kind of lose a little steam, and then when the yields go down, we see a nice rally. And like it was the same thing this morning. I think yields were up. The 10-year was up a little bit more, and then as stocks began to puke, and then the yields backed off, and then we recovered some of the losses. So it's pretty simple, as you explained it.
Yeah, look, I spend all my time looking at the 10-year because what's happened here is that when rates were just went up fractionally, a couple of bips just now, and we saw a turn down the NASDAQ. This ratio is, I am now saying, ridiculous. You can't trade on this. You can't think like this. It is too mercurial, too arbitrary, and you're going to get hurt. Have conviction in what you own. That's what we have for the Travel Trust. And don't let these interest rates shake you out. A position that we have tremendous conviction in is Devon. They announced a bolt-on acquisition. Jeff, can you believe how many analysts love Devon?
Yeah, I thought it was a great deal. And I think, we know the market is kind of going crazy because of yields, but it's still important to focus on these fundamental stories. And in the case with Devon Energy, I like this acquisition. It was for $865 million in cash, immediately accretive to earnings, cash flow, free cash flow, net asset value. The company's going to increase their fixed dividend, right? Remember, they pay a fixed plus variable dividend. They're going to increase the fixed dividend by 13% after the deal close. And I like this because it's a way for Devon to increase cash flow, increase earnings, increase net asset value without necessarily spending more to increase supply. So, we're not seeing a rush of supply, which would therefore bring down oil prices. So I think it's a good deal for Devon. A lot of price target bumps today, Jim.
Yeah, look, I just think that when you do anything in the oil patch that gives you more reserves, it's just going to be greeted very positively, given the fact that some people believe the price could go to 150. I think there'll be demand destruction at that level. We saw the oil stocks not going up yesterday, just when oil crossed 122. I think there's belief that maybe there'll be less oil used. I also know that all the big money, just is going to be made in the refineries. But we are, I think, uniquely positioned to make money for most of the chain, including Halliburton and natural gas. I know natural gas was down, but I don't think it stays down. Jeff, once again, Coterra is, I think, an opportunity to buy simply because it's not reacting well to today's niggling story about natural gas. What do you think about telling people to buy Coterra right here? 50% natural gas, 50% oil, if they haven't bought any of our stocks.
Yeah, look, natural gas fell yesterday, fell today off of, there was an explosion in an LNG plant. So that's going to boost, in theory, natural gas supply domestically, whereas there'll be less available to export, say, to Europe. So which is why Europe natural gas prices are up. But yeah, I think using that type of a temporary, that explosion in the plant that's causing natural gas prices to fall, I would view that as an opportunity to pick up shares of Coterra. I mean, remember, look, even where natural gas is today, Coterra is absolutely printing money. They can pay a huge dividend, buy back stock as well. So, yeah, I agree.
All right, so who's not printing money? I mean, right now, people feel that Apple isn't. Apple has a service revenue stream. It's been growing like a weed. It's been terrific. KeyBank today has a note out, which basically says, don't get wedded to that anymore. It looks like that they may have a true softening in demand. And we know, Jeff, this stock, which was not as cheap as it had been historically, cannot handle number cuts.
Yeah, guys, sorry about that. I think my mic was on mute. Yeah, Coterra doesn't deal with oil, but it deals with natural gas, guys. So just thank you for watching that clip. I know we had a little bit delay. I didn't realize the mic was off. Anyway, guys, but I said Devon is pretty good. Just kind of repeating what I said. Coterra is pretty good, and Pioneer Natural Resources are pretty good. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the oil companies and what you should be buying right about now. So what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to share the screen with you again, and we're going to talk about some companies as we always do, and we're going to take it from here, and hopefully, I could share some companies with you to buy. So guess we have again Devon. I always said that Devon is a wonderful company, guys. It's an amazing company. Devon Energy, guys. Yes, I said Devon Energy is an amazing company. They give 2 dividends, fixed and variable. The price is not expensive, $78. And natural gas and oil prices keep going up. So I still expect them to do very, very, very good. So these are the companies that you should be buying right about now. So Devon Energy, as I said, we try to go fast because we got a lot of stocks that I need to show you, a lot of stock picks that I want you to consider. And I say on this channel, I am helping you build wealth one investment at a time. If you're following value, please subscribe to the channel. And we're going to talk again about another oil company in a minute. And the next oil company I'm going to talk about is a company that I continue to tell you guys about it. I just think it's an amazing company. And it is PXD, Pioneer Natural Resources. And I am going to be buying that company tomorrow morning when the price goes down to about 276. I have a couple shares of that, and I'll be adding to that tomorrow. Hopefully, I could do a live and show you guys how I do that. That's my goal, to show you how I go ahead and buy that. So kind of tune in tomorrow, subscribe to me, and switch your notification on, because I will be buying some Pioneer Natural Resources, and I will try to do it live on this channel, guys. So let me go to a gas company. natural gas company is called Coterra. So I want to kind of talk about Coterra a little bit, guys. I think it's an amazing company, guys. So we have to talk about Coterra. Very important company. And I also think it's an inexpensive company, guys. Well, I got to just switch this here. Okay. I said I think it's an inexpensive company. Deals with a lot of natural gas and so forth. And Coterra, another company in energy, another great dividend. You'll be getting about an 8% dividend, so you'll be getting some money back from time to time. So that is pretty good. You guys might be listening to me on Facebook, and you do a lot of stuff on Facebook. And let me ask, why are you not buying stock on Facebook? Because Facebook is a very, very good company. I love Facebook. So let's talk about Facebook and where Facebook used to be. And Facebook is on a great discount right now. At that price of $184, I believe in Mark, and I think you're going to get everything together. And that used to be like a $300 stock. As no one at 84, you had a 20% decline in that stock. So Facebook, again, is another stock, another amazing stock that you could buy. And once everything is clear, once the dust is clear here, you're going to see a huge rise in your portfolio. So you should buy Facebook, guys. Very, very important stock. That's another stock that's going to help you build wealth, one investment at a time, guys. So let me just keep moving. We're going to do in some tech, and I shared that company with you last night, but I think again it's very important to share it again. It is one of my biggest holding. It's called Nvidia, and they deal with high performance chip, and Nvidia is the wave of the future. So guys, if you don't have that one, pick it up. Okay. And I know we've been talking about interest rate going up. I'm going to share with you a very inexpensive stock that I think you should get. I think as interest rate goes up, the bank's going to do good. As a stock I did not talk about before, inexpensive stock, and it is Wells Fargo. I think Wells Fargo is an amazing stock, guys, so you guys should consider picking up some Wells Fargo. They also give a dividend. That's an amazing company. So then I'm still going to talk about Amazon. I said we're going to try to move quickly here today. And another amazing company, I'm going to share another bank with you guys. Here it is Morgan Stanley. So let's pull up Morgan Stanley here. They're giving a 3.5 dividend. It's only $81.19, guys. So you guys consider looking at Morgan Stanley, because I think it is a very, very, very good company, guys. So I hope you're enjoying the video. I hope I'm adding value to you guys. And what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go back to Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks for a little bit. And we go take in some of the knowledge. Let me just do this here.
Longer term, it is high. I don't know if you can trade it. That's not my style. We're not hedge funds. And I don't know, Jeff. I think we sold Apple higher. We don't need to buy any back.
Yeah, I like how you just put it. So now we're seeing some risk potentially to the hardware side. Remember, right, Katie Huberty, Morgan Stanley, she did highlight that revenue growth at the App Store has been slowing a bit. Now, KeyBank didn't cut estimates on hardware just yet. They want to see the full quarter picture before they start adjusting there. But yeah, I think we're just owning this right now, not looking to trade it. Perhaps at a certain time when we get a little more visibility, maybe we bought back what we did sell higher.
Yeah,
but
look, if it gets hit to the 120s, we're going to make a move. Now, there are people who would say that's ridiculous to get to 120s. This stock falls in 10-point increments when things are bad. Risk on takes a long time to be able to develop. Risk off goes on overnight. One of the stocks that has been struggling at this level that I feel is a buy, that I think we're going to have a very solid analyst day for, is Advanced Micro. And yesterday was down off a very small order that it lost to NVIDIA. NVIDIA picked Intel for this thing, for their Sapphire chip. It is so unimportant to Intel. I mean, it's so unimportant to AMD, very important to Intel. AMD went down 4 points on this. I think that was just plain ridiculous, Jeff. We know that it is not a big piece of business that they lost to Intel.
Oh, totally. And we got the analyst day today. That kicks off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Really excited for that. Looking forward to hearing CEO Dr. Lisa Su sort of update some of their long-term projections now that they have Xilinx, now that they've acquired Pensado as well. Great data center assets there. So, yeah, well, more to the story to come later today.
Now, if you want some gloom busting, go to Cisco. Because even though the stock's been just a dog for us, the most bullish person out here that I've met, other than people in cybersecurity, because cybersecurity business is really strong, is with Cisco and Chuck Robbins. He's saying that supply chain is loosening up a little. Now, David Faber point blank questioned me on that because it hadn't loosened up when he reported a couple weeks ago. Well, you know what? It's a fluid situation. And when you see that those lockdowns are ending, then people go back to work. If they go back to work, they make the chips. If they make the chips, they send them to Chuck. And Chuck has a reason to be more optimistic because that really hurt his quarter. We know that demand remains strong. He said that yesterday, Jeff. Demand remains strong. I like our last buy.
Yeah, and that was my big takeaway too. Demand is still holding up, still very strong. Supply chain, fluid, dynamic. They really need the ports in Shanghai to really get flowing again. But as long as demand is strong and they're building up a great backlog, as he's joked before, at some point, we'll see that backlog turn into real sales and earnings.
Now, one stock that's not reacting correctly to a researcher piece is Humana. And now I think Humana, which is still off its high, has what I regard as being one of the great tailwinds. By the way, if you believe in a recession, there's not going to be finer than Humana. And this piece talked about utilization rates and Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage had been where they've been hurt, Jeff. They're spending now to get customers again.
Yeah, it was a research note from Jefferies. Exactly what you wanted to see. Utilization trends have been lower than their targets. That's going to be positive potentially for earnings in the upcoming quarter. And Medicare Advantage, you hit that. That's the big thing. That's the reason why the stock really plummeted in January because their Medicare Advantage growth for this year was lower than expected. But they're working aggressively to fix that. And they're also taking out costs as well to fund that growth. So we talked about Humana yesterday, also from a recessionary standpoint, from a valuation standpoint, still like it.
Anyway, guys, so welcome back, guys. So thank you, guys. So as you see, we was talking about a couple of healthcare stock, AMD and NVIDIA. We don't buy Intel here. I'm not a big fan of Intel. So we talk about Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Meta Platform, Coterra, Devon, and PXD Pioneer Natural Resources, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. Please comment and subscribe. I hope we have some better news for you tomorrow. But stay strong, hold on to your stocks, and the market is going to rebound. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you tomorrow night at 11:30 when we do another live.